Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive. This time we're going to be looking at something pretty unexpected. Gabe Newell's yachts.
Gabe Newell, the video game guy.
The one and only. We've got this fascinating article here, and get this. It turns out he doesn't just have one yacht, he has a whole fleet of them.
Really? I had no idea. How many are we talking?
Hold on to your hats, because we're talking about 6 yachts worth almost $1 billion.
Whoa! Okay, I'm officially intrigued. I guess when you're the co-founder of Valve and you've created games like, Half-Life, Portal, Counter-Strike.
Oh, and Left 4 Dead.
Right, Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
I guess you can afford to indulge in a few hobbies.
Well, indulge might be an understatement. This is a serious collection, folks. It rivals some of those, Saudi princes or oligarchs. But let's get into the detail. Shall we start with the Rocinante?
Sure, let's start with that one. It's a 258-foot Lursen yacht.
258 feet. Wow. Okay, so picture this. It's longer than a football field.
Definitely longer, yeah. 9 cabins. Interior design by Albert Pinto. Exterior by Espinoino.
Big names in the yacht world, right?
Absolutely. And of course, the price tag reflects that. It's about $100 million.
$100 million. For one yacht. Okay, that's a lot of Half-Life copies. What else do we know about the Rocinante?
Well, you've got your standard luxury features. A beauty salon, a sauna, a gym. Oh, and of course, a deck jacuzzi.
A deck jacuzzi, of course. I'm starting to get a sense of what this collection is all about. All right, what's next?
How about the Tranquility? This one's even bigger, 300 feet.
300 feet. Okay, we're going from a football field to like a small skyscraper now. What could possibly fit on a yacht that big?
Well, for starters, it's got murals and chandeliers, the really fancy kind, and a massive cinema-style TV, like something you'd see in a movie theater.
Wow. Imagine watching a movie on that thing. It must feel like you're actually in the film.
Right. And then there's the beach club, helipads. Yep, multiple helipads, a gym, a sauna, even a massage room.
This is starting to sound less like a yacht and more like a floating resort. What's the price tag on this one?
This one comes in at a cool $250 million.
$250 million. That's more than some countries' GDPs. But there's a twist with this one, right? It's being refitted for something.
Exactly. They're actually modifying it to support Newell's biggest upcoming yacht.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me he has a yacht that needs another yacht just to support it?
That's right. But before we get to the mega yacht, let's talk about something a little different. The Dapple.
The Dapple. Okay, I'm intrigued. What's so special about this one?
Well, it's a 220-foot vessel, originally built for, your standard yachting activities. But when the COVID-19 pandemic hit, Newell had a rather unique idea.
Okay, I'm all ears. What did he do?
He converted it into a hospital ship. Fully equipped, ready to go.
A hospital ship? You mean like with medical supplies and everything?
Everything. Isolation rooms, the works.
That's not something you hear about every day. Especially not from, video game billionaires with yacht collections.
Definitely an interesting choice. Suggests a certain level of, preparedness. Maybe he just wanted to be safe. Or maybe it's a sign of some deeper concern about global health.
That's a good point. It definitely makes you wonder what else is going on in his mind. Okay, we've had luxury, we've had practicality. What's next on our tour of this incredible fleet?
How about something completely different? We've got the Pressure Drop, a 224-foot research vessel.
A research vessel? Wait a minute, wasn't that Victor Vescovo's yacht? The guy who dove to the deepest part of the ocean?
The very same. Newell actually bought it from him in 2022 for about $50 million.
So he's not just into luxury yachts, he's into science vessels too. There's a pattern emerging here.
You're catching on. It's going to be used to support his marine research organization, Inkfish.
He has his own marine research organization. What? Okay, this is officially blowing my mind.
Inkfish is all about exploring the most remote parts of the ocean, the places we still don't know much about. They're studying deep-sea ecosystems, the effects of climate change.
So he's not just exploring digital worlds with his games, he's exploring the real-world ocean depths, too.
This is amazing. All right, 2 yachts left. What else is in this incredible collection?
Get ready for this one. It's called Project Y722, a 364-foot ocean co-yacht currently under construction.
364 feet. That's like, I don't even know what to compare that to. It's just massive.
It's going to be epic, that's for sure. Think sauna, spa, beach club, gym, jacuzzi, the whole 9 yards.
The whole 9 yards, plus some, probably.
Probably. They estimate it'll cost somewhere between $350 and $400 million.
Okay, this is officially the most expensive yacht we've talked about so far, right? Even bigger than Jeff Bezos' yacht?
You got it. It's supposed to be delivered in 2025, so we'll have to wait and see. but it's shaping up to be a real game changer.
Well-
Oh, and one more thing. There's also a custom-built 100-foot fishing yacht.
A fishing yacht. So he's got luxury, practicality, science, and now good old-fashioned fishing. That's right. It's like he's trying to cover all the bases, you know. But here's the real kicker. It's estimated that maintaining this entire fleet costs Newell somewhere between $70 and $100 million every year.
Wow. Just wow. I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, that's more money than most people make in a lifetime just to keep these boats afloat. So what does all of this tell us about Gabe Newell? Is he just a guy with a lot of money and a passion for boats, or is there something more to it? That's something we'll be exploring further in part 2 of this deep dive, so make sure to tune in.
So we've seen that Gabe Newell has, he's got a thing for yachts. And it's not just about luxury, right? And we got the research vessel, the hospital ship.
Yeah, it's a very diverse collection. Definitely not what you'd expect from, well, your typical billionaire. Makes you wonder, what's driving this?
Exactly. What's the motivation behind all of this? Is it just about having the coolest toys, or is there something, deeper going on? I think it goes beyond just, showing off. Look at the pressure drop.
Yeah.
He bought a serious research vessel. It's not just a pretty boat.
Right. He's using it to support actual scientific research, his own organization even. Inkfish, right.
Inkfish, yeah. They're doing some pretty amazing stuff, exploring the deepest parts of the ocean, researching the effects of climate change on marine life.
It's like he's taking the spirit of exploration from his games and applying it to the real world.
Absolutely. It's that same sense of wonder, pushing boundaries, discovering new things. But instead of digital world, it's the actual ocean depths.
And then there's the dapple. Turning a luxury yacht into a hospital ship during a pandemic, that's not your average billionaire impulse buy.
No, it definitely suggests a certain sense of responsibility, a desire to help maybe, or maybe just, extreme preparedness.
Either way, it's a fascinating choice. It makes you think, what are his priorities? Is it all about fun and games, or is there a more philanthropic side to him?
It's hard to say for sure, but the evidence suggests he's not just interested in personal enjoyment. There's a desire to contribute, to make a difference.
Okay, so maybe he's not your typical billionaire, but what does that actually tell us about Gabe Newell, the person? What kind of guy is he?
Well, I think it shows he's someone who's not afraid to follow his passions, even if they're a bit unusual.
Yeah, he's not afraid to stand out from the crowd. Kind of like the characters in his games, right? They're always pushing the limits, challenging the status quo.
Exactly. Think about Gordon Freeman in Half-Life or Shell in Portal. They're always facing the unknown, solving problems, finding new ways to do things.
And maybe that's what Newell is doing in his own life, exploring new territories, whether it's in the gaming world, the scientific world, or, the world of luxury yachts.
It's like he's saying, I'm not going to be defined by any one thing. I'm going to explore it all.
So maybe it's not just about the yachts themselves. Maybe it's about what they represent, the freedom to explore, to pursue your interests, to make a splash in the world in a very literal sense.
There's a certain romanticism to it, right?
Sure.
A sense of adventure, of pushing the limits. And he's certainly got the resources to do it.
That's for sure. Remember those maintenance costs we talked about? $70 to $100 million every year. That's mind-boggling.
It's a level of commitment that most of us can only dream of. But it also raises the question, what's the end goal here? Is this just about personal satisfaction, or is there maybe a grander vision at play?
Good question. I mean, he's obviously passionate about science and exploration. Maybe he sees this fleet as a way to contribute to those fields in a meaningful way.
It's possible. Maybe he's got some long-term plan we haven't even thought of yet.
That's what makes this whole thing so fascinating. We're not just looking at yachts. We're trying to understand the mind of a very unique individual, a guy who created some of the most iconic video games ever, but who also has this deep interest in the real world, in science, in exploration. It's like he's living multiple lives at once.
It's like we're peeling back the layers of an onion,
Yeah.
Each yacht reveals a new facet of his personality. It's a real puzzle.
A very expensive, very luxurious puzzle. But seriously, I think we're onto something here. It's not just about the yachts. It's about the kind of person who would amass such a diverse and, extravagant collection. It tells us a lot about his values, his priorities, his outlook on life.
Absolutely. In a way, I think it also reflects something universal about the human experience.
Yeah.
That desire to explore, to push boundaries, to seek new knowledge and experiences.
Yeah, that's a great point. Whether it's through video games or through real-life exploration, we all have that drive within us. And Gabe Newell, Well, he's just taking it to the next level.
He's definitely taking it to the next level. Okay, so we've talked about the yachts, we've talked about the man, but there's still one big question hanging in the air.
Oh, I know what you're going to say. What does it all mean?
Exactly. We've gathered all this information, we've explored all these different aspects, but what's the takeaway? What does this deep dive into Gabe Newell's Yacht Armada tell us about, well, about anything? That's something we'll be discussing in part 3 of this deep dive, so make sure to stick around.
It's amazing, isn't it? We started talking about yachts, and somehow we ended up discussing the meaning of life, the universe, and everything.
Well, maybe not everything, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
This whole deep dive has really taken us on a journey from luxury to science, from personal passions to global impact. It's all connected somehow.
It is. It's like what starts as a simple question about a guy's boats ends up leading you to all these deeper questions about who he is, what drives him, what his place is in the world.
Right. And it makes you think, okay, so he's got all this money, all this success. What does he choose to do with it? He could just, sit on a beach somewhere and sip cocktails all day.
He could, but he doesn't. He chooses to invest in science, in exploration, in preparing for, well, who knows what with that hospital ship.
And let's not forget the sheer scale of his yacht collection. 6 yachts, folks. We're not talking about some little weekend sailboat here. This is a statement.
It is a statement. It's like he's saying, I'm here and I'm going to make a splash, both literally and figuratively. But it's not just about the flash, right? There's a purpose behind it, or at least we think there is.
That's the fun part, right? Trying to figure out the puzzle. What are his motivations? Is he trying to change the world? Is he just, having fun with his fortune? Or maybe it's a bit of both.
I think it's a bit of both. He's clearly a guy who enjoys the finer things in life, but he's also someone who wants to make a difference. Remember, he's not just buying these yachts, he's using them for research, for potential humanitarian aid, for whatever he's got planned with that mega yacht under construction.
Yeah, mega yacht.
Yeah.
Project Y722, right? Can you imagine what that thing's going to be like? It's going to be bigger than Jeff Bezos' yacht. That's saying something.
I know. And it's supposed to be even more luxurious, even more high-tech. I can't even imagine what kind of features it'll have.
It's going to be something else, that's for sure. But I think that's part of Newell's appeal,
Yeah.
He's unpredictable. He's always pushing boundaries, just like his games.
Exactly. You never know what to expect next. And that's what makes this deep dive so exciting. We're not just learning about yachts, we're learning about a fascinating individual who just happens to have, a very impressive boat collection.
And in a way, I think we're also learning about ourselves. Because that desire to explore, to push boundaries, to reach for something more, it's something we all share, whether it's in our work, our hobbies, our relationships.
Yeah, that's a great point. We all have our own deep dives, our own passions and interests that we pursue. Maybe they're not as grand or as expensive as Gabe Newell's, but they're just as important to us.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe someday our own passions will lead us to some amazing discoveries or accomplishments just like Newell's have.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive. It's been quite a journey. We've explored the world of luxury yachts, we've delved into the mind of a video game legend, and we've even touched on some pretty profound ideas about human nature and the pursuit of whatever it is that drives us.
Well said. I think we've given our listeners a lot to think about, and hopefully we've inspired them to do their own deep dives, explore their own passions, ask questions, challenge assumptions. You never know where it might lead you.
That's right. So until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep those deep dives coming. See you all soon.